What if starter Pokemon had a fourth stage? While this may sound like pure fan fiction, this idea actually could have been, because in the original Gold and Silver Space demo from 1997, there were several scrapped evolutions for existing Pokemon, including different forms for the starters. Yeah, that's right, the starters that we know and love today weren't actually the original starter Pokemon, and these Pokemon might have had different evolutions. So in this video, I'm continuing that concept by exploring what a fourth stage evolution could have been for the Generation 2 starter Pokemon. Evolutions that go beyond what was thought to be capable of regular Pokemon. And I'm calling them super evolutions, where these special forms can only be achieved at level 50 and require interaction with a legendary Pokemon to unlock. So let's dive in yet again and see what these super evolutions will look like for the Johto starters. Oh, and if this video gets 4,000 likes, I'll do another video covering the Hoa starter Pokemon and giving them super evolutions. Okay, let's do this. Alright, let's start with the Chikorita line, one of the most underrated starter designs in Pokemon in my opinion. If you watched my What If Pokemon Had a 4 starter video, then you'll know the Johto starters are themed around different ages of the dinosaurs, with the Chikorita line representing the Jurassic period, since Meganium is based on the Sauropoda, a long-necked dinosaur from that era. But something you probably didn't know about Meganium is that it's actually based on one of the biggest mix-ups in paleontology, because believe it or not, there was once a creature called an Achynosaurus, which was originally believed to be a dinosaur when it was first discovered. But later on, scientists realized that it wasn't a dinosaur, but actually a fossilized plant, which explains why Meganium's scrapped middle evolution, Hanamogura, looks so weird. Because it's literally based on a plant-dinosaur hybrid. That right there is a dinosaur plant, literally. And is based on the fossilized plant that was mistaken for a dinosaur. So yes, in the paleontology world, there's an ancient plant out there with a dinosaur name, which is pretty cool. That Meganium's flower is inspired by the infamous corpse flower, one of the largest and rarest flowers in the world. It looks like a massive jungle bloom sprouting from its neck. And if you've ever seen one in person, it literally looks like a headless Meganium standing in the wild. Just look at it. That's literally a Meganium there. So since the Chikorita line is so heavily based on ancient and unusual plant life, what if we lean even further into that for its super evolution? Transform Meganium into a living, breathing jungle relic, an ancient rainforest come to life. Enter Fluorogon, the fourth stage of the Chikorita line, a majestic grass dragon type Pokemon that was once believed to have gone extinct millions of years ago. It's said that in the deepest parts of the wild, only a select few Meganium can awaken this dormant evolution, becoming true relics of prehistoric nature. And alongside its iconic corpse flower, Fluorogon has bloomed with Rafflesia, Magnolia, and Cycad flowers all across its body, plants that actually existed during the Jurassic period. So this isn't just a Pokemon anymore, it's a walking ancient garden brought back to life. Alright, now let's talk about its specs. Fluorogon continues the classic pattern of having the overgrow ability, because all starter Pokemon have that ability for their base ability. But for its hidden ability, it gets a signature ability, Ancient Jungle, which activates grassy terrain upon entry and boosts dragon-type moves, because it is a Pokemon that walked amongst the dinosaurs from the Jurassic period. For Meganium to achieve super evolution, it must use ancient power in a forest where Celebi has appeared, like Ilex Forest in the Johto region, or possibly Eterna Forest in the Sinnoh region. And this ties directly into Celebi's connection to time travel, as it's done to leap between the past and the future, reviving this ancient evolution for the first time in millennia. It's as if Celebi is awakening Fluorogon from a prehistoric slumber, restoring a long-lost piece of the natural world. For its moveset, Fluorogon will have the moves Giga Drain, Roar of Time, Ancient Power, and its signature move, Primeval Bloom, a powerful grass-type move that fully restores the user's HP and raises both the defense and special defense by 1 stage. But this move can only be used once per battle, with a PP of just 1. Think of it as a last-standing healing bloom, triggered only when a guardian of a forest is pushed to its absolute limit. That is Fluorogon here using Primeval Bloom. And this will be a recurring theme with the other 4-stage Johto starters, as all the signature moves are extremely powerful and can only be used once in battle. And as for the lore of this Pokemon, its Pokemon Gold and Silver Dex entries would state this. Fluorogon was once believed to be a fossilized plant, but when its ancient power awakened, it moved again for the first time in millennia. Its presence restores life to dying forests. Once thought to be extinct, Fluorogon is said to have slumbered in deep forests untouched by time. Its body is as hard as petrified wood, and the flowers on its neck bloom only under the light of a full moon. And there you go. That is Fluorogon, the super evolution of Meganium. And I would say this is my third favorite out of the bunch, so get ready for the next two.